See Weatherland. Here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back. Well, it looks like more typical summer-like weather next couple of days. The threat of scattered showers and a few thunder showers, maybe a little bit more tropical in nature as we continue to see deep tropical moisture offshore. Another disturbance heading into the western and central Gulf of Mexico. No direct threats upon Acadiana, but we'll discuss a few of the subtle effects that we might see over the next several days. First off, though, locally we're continuing to see some showers and storms, some nice ones across portions of Jeff Davis Parish, into Acadia Parish, and then into portions of St. Landry Parish. Some cloud to ground lightning and locally heavy downpours, gusty winds with this activity as it continues to move to the west-northwest, and then we slide a little bit farther to the east and we see some of those showers and thunder showers between the Doosan area and off to the east of say Church Point and rolling through Arnaville. Opelousas, south side of town may catch a locally heavy shower. This shower activity will gradually diminish as we lose our daytime heating going into later on this evening. Big picture as we open it on up, still plenty of deep tropical moisture pooling across the northwestern Gulf of Mexico, but getting a little bit more fractured. Then our disturbance, mainly an upper level low out here north of the Yucatan into the Gulf of Mexico. Nothing particularly organized at this time, but we'll continue to keep an eye on it. National Hurricane Center still giving this about a 70% chance of a tropical depression forming tomorrow and then heading toward the mid or lower Texas coast with the bulk of the deeper tropical moisture. Outside chance this could become a tropical storm. But at this point, we don't think that's going to happen. But the next system's name will be actually Kirk, because we have a new one out here in the Atlantic, subtropical storm Joyce. We also have Hurricane Helene in the far eastern Atlantic. No concerns with either of those systems. Meanwhile, we'll talk about Tropical Storm Isaac and Hurricane Florence coming up in just a little bit. In fact, you can see Isaac right here, not looking overly organized. The center of circulation is over here, so the circulation is exposed. There's not much convection going on. Meanwhile, Helene also looking not nearly as organized, but still a hurricane. But the main story is going to be Hurricane Florence in the days ahead. Still a major hurricane. Not looking as good as it did earlier today on satellite representation, but still some opportunity for this to continue to intensify as it gets closer to the coast. But right now, National Hurricane Center maintaining generally Category 3 status with the system as it gets close to the coast as we get into late tomorrow night, early Friday morning. But watch what happens following pretty much the European model. It kind of sits along the coast, producing heavy rainfall, battering waves and storm surge and high wind, and then eventually will meander in the southeast U.S. and then eventually get picked up by the westerlies as we go into next week. Hurricane warnings pretty much from the northeastern portions of South Carolina all the way almost to the Virginia border. Tropical storm warnings here with hurricane watches in the outline area of red but shaded in yellow. Tropical storm watches inland, and that the hurricane watch goes all the way down southward through the Charleston area. And then you got to worry about the storm surge, and it looks like it's going to be highest across portions of North Carolina, especially where that wind is going to have a pretty good fetch and a long period of time of driving the waves and wind inland. Less of a storm surge issue once you get south and west of, say, the Wilmington area proper, but tides up along the entire east coast all the way up through the northeast. Meanwhile, Tropical Storm Isaac remains poorly organized. It's probably going to stay that way, may undergo shear, may fall apart at some point, but there are indications that it still may have some life in it or regeneration possible in the Western Caribbean. We'll just have to keep an eye on the storm tracks for right now. Not a major concern to the Gulf of Mexico, but that could change with time. Major concern, though, in the near term, not only the wind and the storm surge, but look at the rainfall totals the European model is outputting. Better than 2 feet. This white area of white here is better than 20 inches of rainfall. So some very heavy catastrophic rainfall will follow this system into the weekend and beyond. Locally for us, it stays relatively quiet through tomorrow morning after the showers diminish. Even through lunchtime, I think you're good. But tomorrow afternoon, a scattering of showers and thunderstorms moving in. It quiets down tomorrow night, and we'll see much the same going into Friday afternoon. Scattered scattered showers and a few thunder showers, but right now rain chances no higher than 40 to 50%, and that might be overdoing it as well. So showers tapering early, quiet after 10 o'clock tonight, 73 the low, 90 the high tomorrow. A generous 50% chance on your rain chances, maybe a few tropical funnels, maybe a few water spouts offshore, but no major issues nor severe weather anticipated. And as we go into the weekend and beyond, drier air moves in from the north behind the system Florence. So our rain chances go down Sunday, Monday, but they'll perk back up a little bit toward the middle part of next week. But that is a very summer-like forecast, even as we're heading into the third week of September on that 10-day forecast.
Sure is. All right. Well, before